Hello, it is Shrty Sptmbr, an event put on by PA Storytime and the Soggy Expat Book Nerd. It is an event where you read short works in the month of September. And going off of a suggestion by Matt Wall, I decided that I would read one short work and do multiple, hopefully short videos on that. So what I am going to read is the title novella of Colette's the Tndr Sht, which is, it's 40 pages long, in my edition, translated by Antonia White. The translation is 1958. The story itself was originally published in 1943. So let's start off by telling you what the story is about so you can decide whether you want to follow me along on this little journey. This is an elderly Albin Chavert who is accounting to an unnamed female narrator how he lost his taste for pursuing young girls when he was 50. The story recounts his pursuit, seduction, and kind of the consequences centering around this 15-year-old country girl, Louisette. So, I've had my first read of this, and I'm starting to kind of just go through it slowly now, picking out certain things that I want to discuss and things that I had questions about. At least on the first reading, it has a very much of a Humbert vibe to it, of Albin himself. Very much that's that is the monster, the guy in Nabokov's Lolita, who seduces a young girl, and is completely fine with it, completely thinks that he is in the right and this is my love object. So now the interesting thing about the Tndr Sht is it is definitely cast through the prism of an unnamed female narrator who seems to kind of share some of Colette's biography, which seems to be, from what the limited amount of stuff I've read about Colette so far, seems to be kind of her MO of she might be what's termed as autofiction, of using her own biography as at least raw material, which, it's not necessarily meaning you're supposed to trust everything. This is everything that happens to in Colette's fiction actually happened to her. She seems to be definitely an artist who will change things or toy with things to get it right. So that's sort of the synopsis of that story. So yeah, if you are up for hearing about something that is kind of along the lines of Lolita, and I totally understand that some people aren't. It just happened to be the title story of this book that I happen to own, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll try that one, and it's like, oh, okay, and oh, it's that kind of a story. But it is interesting, and actually there'll be some, I'm sure you could write an entire thesis paper going between Lolita and the Tndr Sht. And comparing and contrasting the two. For myself, I'm going to start off the next video with a bit of a potted biography of Colette herself. It's mostly Wikipedia, though I have also, because I'm now into this, I want to dig deep. I've downloaded a e-copy of Judith Thurman's 1999 biography of Colette, The Secret of the Flesh, A Life of Colette. And that's actually where I got the date for the original novella, like when it was actually written, because I was looking for it online, could not find anything. My French, as you can probably tell by how I pronounce for anything in French, is non-existent, less than petit peu. So yeah, 1943 story. I'm gonna, other than the biography of Colette, I'm gonna focus on the story, the language through the translator. Actually, I might just do a video on the translator, Antonia White herself. She is interesting. I might do a little video just actually on this cover itself. The woman who made this cover has actually got a rather interesting career in itself. Yeah, definitely we'll probably do a video that's Lolita and Louisette, and Nabokov and Colette, and how they're sort of both taking kind of similar subject matter here and how they treat them differently. And, you know, and any other rabbit holes that I have the energy or time to get to in September. So yeah, that's my introduction to first introductory short little video on the Tndr Sht for Shrty Sptmbr. Definitely check out PA Storytime and the Soggy Expat Book Nerd for the more traditional, regular, what normal people would actually do with this event, which is read a whole ton of short works. Me, I like, Matt had this suggestion of like, oh, definitely, like, you know, just taking one thing and just doing multiple videos, and really, and it's like that has that obsessive compulsive kind of thing that I love, especially when it comes to reading, of like, oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? And the more you pause and the more you focus, it's the more comes out of it, which can be interesting, and get a hopefully it will be an interesting read for me, rereads and rereads for me, and hopefully maybe some interesting videos. We shall see. All right. I've been Jay. More videos later.